Good evening. You're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos receives a written message from His Excellency the Senegalese President, handed over to His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Said. The Sultanate and Malta discuss enhancing commercial and economic cooperation between the two countries. International specialists review in Muscat latest updates on science in the field of orthopedic and prosthetics. And citizens of Masira Island are looking for a reduction of fees for shipping vehicles by National Ferries Company. Thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos received a written message from His Excellency President Macky Sall of Senegal. The message was handed over to His Highness Sayyid Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for the Council of Ministers, when he received today His Excellency Ka Nagadi, envoy of His Excellency the President of Senegal. He conveyed the greetings and best wishes of His Excellency the President to His Majesty the Sultan. He also conveyed the greetings of President Macky Sall and the government on the blessed return of the leader of the country, wishing His Majesty further health and welfare. The talks dealt with bilateral relations and ways to enhance them, in addition to reviewing a number of current issues in the African and international arenas. His Excellency Ka Nagade, envoy of His Excellency the President of Senegal, expressed his country's appreciation for the Sultanate's continued support and its satisfaction of the level of cooperation relations between the two countries. The meeting was attended by His Excellency Ibrahim Diakhati, Ambassador of Senegal, accredited to the Sultanate. Promoting commercial and economic cooperation between the Sultanate and the Republic of Malta tops the program of the Maltese delegation visit led by His Excellency Dr. Christine Cardona, Minister of Economy, Investment and Small Business. Here is a report.
The visit of the Maltese delegation aims to open new cooperation horizons in order to achieve positive results in the field of joint trading exchange between the two friendly countries. The visit also seeks investment opportunities and to acquaint with economic elements and boost collaboration among institutions of the private sector in the two countries. Dr. Christine Cardona has this to say.
We are, of course, working on different sectors which we can coordinate and work upon. Our experience shows that both countries have a lot of similarities, and so we can, of course, find ways how to coordinate our work. We are glad that we have been invited also to Bank Muscat for a very interesting presentation on the potential that Oman has. And of course, from our part, we will have back-to-back meetings with our businessmen counterparts.
Bank Muscat has organized, along with the Maltese delegation, an economic forum to showcase the Sultanate's commercial and economic potentials, especially on Duqm Special Economic Zone, in addition to displaying the investment and trading opportunities enjoyed by Malta. The commercial delegation of Malta consisted of a number of officials and representatives of institutions and companies in various sectors and fields, mainly health, oil and gas, education, agriculture, ports and logistics services, heavy industries, engineering and banking sectors.
That was a report by Huda Al-Jahwariya. His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Jafar Al-Sajwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, received in his office His Excellency Dr. Christian Cardona, Minister of Economy, Investment and Small Business in Malta. The meeting reviewed the bilateral relations between the two friendly countries and exchanged views on fields of investment in the agricultural and livestock sectors, as well as means of promoting cooperation in these fields. More than 100 specialists and technicians from various health sectors took part in the first National Prosthetics and Orthotics Conference. It was organized by Khola Hospital. It aimed to train cadres working in this field and acquaint them with the latest development in it by lecturers from Germany and other countries. The conference started with theoretical lectures in its first day, while the second day will witness practical sessions. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and still to come in our news bulletin. Hubble Space Telescope marks its 25th birthday as a successor is getting ready for launch. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The scientific festival in Sultan Qaboos University stressed the importance of innovation and its role towards building an economy of knowledge which concerned bodies look forward to instill it by supporting various inventions. This scientific gathering witnessed participation of more than 60 inventors from the Sultanate and the Gulf Cooperation Council countries to review scientific and research projects. Developing the educational process through providing high quality and effective school environment was the center of discussion at the second Quality Forum organized by the Minister of Education. It discussed quality management as per ISO 9001 standards, which is considered as an integrated administrative system that enhances opportunities for educational continuous improvement. The gathering also shed light on the system's details and challenges facing its application. It also came to raise awareness among school principals on the significance of this system. Oman Air has signed a new agreement with Dutch Royal Airlines company KLM. This agreement will enable Oman Air agents to book flights of KLM between Muscat and Amsterdam through the 5 weekly flights operated by KLM between the two cities. According to this agreement, the Dutch capital will be among Oman Air's 6 destinations in Europe. Citizens in the Wilaya of Masirah looks forward to get exemption or discount when shipping their cars from and to Masirah Island through ferries owned by National Ferries Company. These ferries are fast and safer comparing to the old one. It's worth mentioning that transporting 4-wheel cars cost around 10 Omani Rials, while small cars cost about 8 Rials. Citizens used to pay less when they were using the old ferries. Under the theme, Disability is the Secret of My Success, the Omani Women's Association in Sib organized an activity for the disabled. The activity included a theatrical show, a presentation of poems, in addition to fine arts exhibition. It was held under the auspices of His Excellency Sayyid Sulaiman bin Hamoud Al Busaidi, Deputy Secretary General of the Council of Ministers. International news once again. The number of civilians killed in Arab-led air strikes on a missiles depot in the Yemeni capital has risen to 38, with a further 532 wounded. Yemen medics say today the new toll for the raid, based on figures from 4 hospitals, updated an earlier count of 28 dead and around 300 wounded. Meanwhile, with the air strikes claiming more civilians' lives, Ban Ki-moon has called for an immediate ceasefire in Yemen, saying that the country in flames and what it was time for for a passenger or for a passage to real peace. However, Gulf envoys told United Nations Chief Ban that there would be no immediate ceasefire in Yemen unless Houthis rebels withdraw from seized territory. 2 paramilitary soldiers and 5 insurgents were killed in gun battles today in Pakistan's restive southwestern province of Balochistan. The first clash was in Gwadar district, where Beijing has taken over a deep-water seaport that will be the starting point of a $46 billion economic corridor of roads, pipelines and rail links to Kashgar in western China. According to a paramilitary frontier corps spokesman, insurgents fired rockets at the air traffic control tower of Pasni Airport in Gwadar districts late on Monday, causing some damage but no casualties. A Japanese maglev that is the fastest passenger train in the world has broken its own speed record. Operator JR Central said the train reached 603 kilometers per hour in a test run today, surpassing its previous record of 581 kilometers per hour in 2003. The maglev trains began as a project of Japan Airlines and the National Railways. With government support, have undergone decades of testing. The line, which will mostly run under mountains, is due to begin operations in the late 2020s. The Hubble Space Telescope is celebrating its 25th anniversary on 24th of April 2015. Here is a report.
There's where we locked on the star.
From this control room a few miles outside Washington, D.C., one of the most impressive scientific instruments ever created is controlled. Operators here guide the Hubble Space Telescope to its latest targets, looking deep into the universe. Launched on April 24th, 1990 aboard the Space Shuttle Discovery, Hubble orbits the Earth at an altitude of nearly 600 kilometers. The telescope is so powerful it acts as a kind of time machine. The light it sees has come from so far away, it's taken billions of years to get here, meaning scientists can see the universe not long after the Big Bang itself. This has brought about major advances in astronomy and created spectacular images.
Hubble absolutely has changed the way humans look at the universe and our place in it. It shows us that the universe has been changing over time, that stars, in fact, are an integral part of producing the types of elements that we need for life, for planets, for our well-being.
Hubble's observations have confirmed the existence of black holes, and it's helped to show that the expansion of the universe is accelerating, a finding for which 2 American astronomers won a Nobel Prize. But while Hubble is in good condition for now, its successor is already being built here in Maryland. A joint project between the US, Europe and Canada, the James Webb Telescope will mainly detect infrared rather than visible light and will pick up objects up to 100 times dimmer than those Hubble could see.
What James Webb is really going to be doing in the field of astrophysics is looking for the very first galaxies that formed in the universe. We also, with this new infrared capability, can peer into these very dark clouds where stars are being born.
Set for a 2018 launch, precision is key in the clean room here. Unlike Hubble, which has been repaired several times in orbit, the James Webb will be 1.5 million kilometers from Earth, too far away for any repair missions. As well as pushing back how near we can see to the Big Bang, the new telescope could also give new clues as to whether life is present elsewhere in the universe.
The Webb will search the atmospheres of exoplanets for biosignatures, and it will search the interstellar medium for organic compounds that seed life.
Now that the space shuttle has been retired, 25-year-old Hubble is unlikely to see any more servicing missions, meaning it will eventually fall out of orbit and burn up in the atmosphere. But it's expected to keep producing stellar results, at least until its successor is launched in 2018.
That was a special report about Hubble Space Telescope. And now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over the most governorates of the Sultanate, with dust accumulation and fog during late night and at dawn along the coastal areas of the governorate of Sharqiya and Al-Wusta. Winds will be north to southwesterly light to moderate along the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea, and it will be northwesterly to westerly light to moderate along the rest of the Sultanate. Seas will be moderate to rough along the coasts of Sea of Oman, the governorates of Musandam, with a maximum wave height of 2.5 meters. Along the rest of the coast, it will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1.25 meters. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here is a recap. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos receives a written message from His Excellency the Senegalese President, handed over to His Highness Said Fahd bin Mahmoud Al Said. The Sultanate and Malta discuss enhancing commercial and economic cooperation between the two countries. The Sultanate, his specialist review in Muscat the latest updates of sciences in the field of orthopedic and prosthetics. And citizens of Masira Island are looking for a reduction of fees for shipping vehicles by a national ferries company. With that, we come to an end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the studio and newsroom, it's good night.